Hi and welcome to episode 15 of the Aussie Tech Crypto Show, a show about cryptocurrency from an Australian viewpoint. This show is brought to you by Australia Coin, Australia's true blue Aussie crypto coin. I'm your host Jason Oakley and this is my co-host Will Tomkinson. Hey Will.
Hey mate, how we doing?
Good, how is yourself?
Yes, 12.
You're not as sick as you have been in the past?
No, I can actually string several words together without trying to explode now.
I don't believe that. I've heard you talk before.
Yes, no, it's
12 words. That's like one of those wallet mnemonic things, right? We talked about that.
Yeah.
They're usually 12 words long. That's about as far as you go.
That's it, exactly.
Any of those Monero ones or anything that's got like 24 or 30 or something, nah, it's no good.
Nah, too hard. Yeah, no, it's all happening. It's winter's, well, the winter daylight has hit really quick. It's gone from like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and being brightish to 5 o'clock in the morning still being pitch black, and getting home overnight and it's pitch black. I'm like,
When did
that happened really quickly.
Yeah, I know. We used to visit Mum in the nursing home after I finished work and it was daylight, and then I went to Melbourne for a week, and when I came back, when I leave there now, it's night time, and I'm like, wait, what happened then?
Yeah, where'd the rest of everything go?
Crazy. All right, should we get into some stories and stuff?
Oh, I guess they're not here to hear us dick around.
Yeah, they are.
Well, okay, they are, but
Each week we hope to bring you interesting information about news about the crypto world and what it's all about. Today we talk about an India bank lawsuit over crypto, France halves crypto tax, Binance Bermuda agreement, Vitalik Buterin is a genius, and our coin of the week this week is Funfair. We should make Striker happy, but we're not going to mention Striker in this show because we haven't talked about him in a few shows, so we're not even going to mention his name.
no, well, it's not like Striker gives us any money or anything.
No. You know our wallets. It's the end of the show all around here.
That's it.
Donate if you want us to talk about you, sir.
That's it. It's should actually mention quickly too that Australia Coin, now that has been listed,
Yep.
on a couple of exchanges. Sure, the kitty's a bit worse for wear, but at least they're officially listed and they're a real coin. It's all happening now. So
Yeah, they were only on TradeOrgan before, so it's good to see them going into other stuff.
that's it.
Now for some
Alrighty.
news.
Some news. Now, if I could line up where the actual... I've done this before, I promise.
No. We're professionals, damn it.
There's a whole page missing. No wonder it didn't make sense. I'm like, I'm sure there was another story I read before. Oh, dear. All right, so... for as long as most crypto enthusiasts can remember, India has had a difficult relationship with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The situation has been uneasy from day one and will remain troubled for quite some time. Even though the Reserve Bank of India is looking to get Bitcoin and other cryptos actively banned, it seems their efforts may be futile and even hinder their own activities. To recap, a few weeks ago we talked about the Reserve Bank of India issuing a decree preventing lenders from doing business with cryptocurrency exchanges. The big problem with such exchanges, especially those that handle fiat currency deposits and withdrawals, banks were told to slowly end their relationship with exchanges between April and July of this year. So far, it remains unclear how many banks have taken this notice into account. If things were left up to the cryptocurrency industry and general public, the new ruling would be never enforced. Earlier this week, a petition was filed with Delhi High Court, the Reserve Bank's decision, challenging the Reserve Bank's decision. The Indian constitution seemingly does not allow for such crackdown on cryptocurrency activity, according to Carl Digital Ecosystems, which filed the petition. So, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were talking about that India basically said for pretty much anybody who's in banking, finance, industry, and that goes for everything from your normal banks to your pawnbrokers to your effectively your betting agencies, to all that sort of stuff. They said that they're not allowing you to do deals with exchanges, crypto exchanges anymore. The average person, not a problem. You know, the average guy there, if he wants to mine or wants to use crypto, sure, go for it. But not corporation side of it. The problem with that, of course, is that maybe not banks, but most other lenders actually want to get involved in it because it's a way for them to get, real money without the effort. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly the point of it. Reserve Bank obviously is behind it because they always are. That's what Reserve Banks do.
Do you mean they want to be a monopoly and keep everything for themselves?
No. They just want to be a monopoly and keep everything for themselves.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up.
Yep. But that's part of the reason. And it's not happening just in India. It's happening in a few other places as well, whether it be the financial institutions or whether it be the government themselves don't understand the implications of saying, hey, no more crypto, because it doesn't quite work like that. It's not something you can.
That's why exchanges move overseas to other countries.
It's not. They don't understand. It's not like I physically take a wheelbarrow of money and dump it in your bank and ask you to give me 3 camels for it. That's not the way it works. Yep. And if it did, well, there's something to be said for that too, I suppose. But they're kind of their own worst enemy, because the time, effort, energy going into making crypto happen is, to some degree, it's some people's jobs, it's some people's livelihood. So all they're doing is they're crippling their own economy by not allowing the transaction from crypto to real currency.
They're crazy. Here is economies of certain countries. Here is their foot and a gun.
Yeah,
you can't fight it, join it.
Well, that seems to be their motto. Oh, we can't figure out how to use crypto properly, so let's just ban it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know if you've got this story. Let me just quickly scroll through in case you do and I missed it. Actually, I could just ask you, I suppose. Did you put the story in here about... no, you didn't. About PayPal saying that Bitcoin was a scam.
It's evil!
Anyway, our incredibly talented and highly regarded mayor of Ipswich decided that he'd get in on this because, he knows absolutely nothing about crypto. And he's decided that because PayPal's said that Bitcoin's a scam, that everybody should be wary of it, and he's looking at trying to figure out how to ban it. I'm like, dude, and I said this on his Facebook page, I said, you do realize that PayPal is the opposition of what crypto is trying to achieve. I said, it's like you sell blue cars and the guy down the street sells red cars, and you're going to say to everybody that red cars are no good, and he's going to say blue cars are no good. It's exactly the same principle. Like, it doesn't make it true just because somebody said it. And if you actually read the article and then you actually go back and look at the interview that was done, the interview was actually taken from a snippet of an interview that was done like 7 years ago or something.
Yep.
And taken out of context. And then on a recent media jaunt that they were doing, they sort of rehashed it, asked it a different way, and you got a semi-different answer. But yeah, it's like, really, like the largest cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, is, as far as I'm aware, at least it's the highest cryptocurrency value, at least of any mainline one,
yep.
Mainstream one. Apparently it's a scam and won't go anywhere. So, and this is coming from PayPal, because PayPal doesn't at all rip you off. It's not scamish in the slightest way.
There's no conflict of interest. What are you talking about?
No. But I don't understand. I sort of went crook at the mirror. I'm like, what does this have to do with your jurisdiction to run a count, like a district? Like, it's completely irrelevant. It has nothing to do with you. Let people make money however they can make money. So in actual fact, you would be wise to acknowledge crypto and to start using it in your daily services. I haven't got a response, of course, but
businesses would get more customers.
You go back and look at the Facebook page, and a lot of other people basically said the same thing I did. They're like, why are you even commenting on this? Like, this, you know nothing of this, you know.
Send him a link to our podcast, man.
Did. Actually, I put the link to last week's show up there on the Facebook page, and it's got like 30 likes. So
there we go.
So yeah, so if you're coming from Paul Tully's page, welcome.
And how many views now?
I don't know, actually, didn't look, but it's got to be a few. So it's yeah, I don't know why, and this is the whole thing. Like, it comes back to what India's doing, what China's doing. So China's doing the same thing. They're banning people from using crypto within China, but they can't stop you from using overseas, obviously.
Yep.
I just don't understand what. I understand that what people don't understand, they're scared of.
Mm.
But when you don't understand something to the point of saying that it's no good because you don't understand it, that's entirely different. If you don't understand something, say, look, I don't know, maybe not, I can't offer any advice. Okay, fine. But you don't say this product is defective and pointless because I don't understand how it works.
It's the way the world works, isn't it?
It's the way that, well, yeah, unfortunately.
I don't understand something, so I hate it and want it to go away. Bring back things from the old days. The old days were always better.
Yeah, I'll just have. Can I have my CRT TV? Because everybody understands how they work.
TVs, none of that evil stuff.
Just the old wireless.
Wireless, none of that evil stuff. Let's go back to banging rocks.
I was going to say, do you want a tea chest and a string?
The secret is to bang rocks together, guys. What's wrong with smoke signals? They were fine back in my day.
Yeah, keep banging rocks. Well, if you bang rocks in the right way, you might invent deodorant.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see who's listening to this show that gets that.
Nobody.
There's at least 2 people who understand what's going on here.
No, there's not.
That's a lie. That's a blatant lie.
France has more than halved its cryptocurrency income tax rate on capital gains, incentivizing citizens to invest and even take some profits in the market. Do you hear that, India? Hello? The French Council of State has decided to change the classification of cryptocurrency capital gains, thereby lowering the tax rate from as high as 45% to a flat rate of 19%, a French online publication revealed. With the added Generalised Social Contribution GSC for most incomes, the tax rate would rise, but still falls well below the 40% threshold. The revision couldn't have come at a better time for cryptocurrency investors, with Bitcoin trading comfortably above the $9,000 mark and other top 10 coins also in the green. France's highest court for administration, the Council of State, determined that cryptocurrency profits are considered a movable property and therefore subject to a lower tax rate than had previously been imposed, rewriting rules that had been in place since 2014. Prior to the ruling, cryptocurrency gains were identified as either industrial and commercial profits or non-commercial profits, the local French report explained. Under this classification system, the capital gains tax for cryptocurrencies was 45% at the high end for residents in the highest tax bracket. With a new classification as movable property, cryptocurrency profits become more akin to assets that can be transported, such as vehicles, planes, and precious metals, as well as intellectual property. This category attaches a more attractive flat 19% tax rate for transferring cryptocurrencies. Yay, France! Let's all move there. Vive la France!
Vive la France! It's yeah. Well, case in point. That's exactly the way this system's supposed to work.
Yep.
You have a market that you see growth in, and you promote the availability of growth in that market.
Yeah.
Pretty, straightforward, really.
All I can see is if you're currently accepting fiat and then you say, hey, we accept this other thing as well, doesn't that increase your user base? Customers?
It diversifies your customers. I don't know if it increases them. It does make... Okay, I get it from a bookkeeping and administration point of view. Adding a currency into an existing trading business, a traditional trading in a business, is difficult. And we've discussed this before because it doesn't integrate into your standard sort of
POS
processing. Like with cash or card, it's easy. It all integrates. Cash goes one account, card goes into a separate account. When the card payments go through, you match up your card payments come in with the transaction, that's paid off, done. So you get that. But when you try to add something, and the other problem with crypto inherently is being as unstable as it is. If I took a payment for $1,000 worth of crypto today, but I didn't get around to actually converting it till tonight or tomorrow, there's nothing to say it's not going to be worth $800.
Isn't that similar with different foreign countries around the world, though?
Well, no, because you do the transaction like you'd pick a currency like, okay, I'm going to trade in US dollars. So, you work it out based on that. But the thing is, when you pay that transaction, you basically pay it straight away. Whereas with crypto, because there's that multi-step process between wallet to wallet, then into fiat, then into exchange, whatever, it could be a day before you or 2 days before you get around to doing it. So it's possible you could lose. I mean, you could make markup on it too, but you could lose on it quite significantly. On small stuff, not a big deal. You lose 1 or 2% on a sausage roll, so be it. But you lose 1 or 2% on a $10,000 transaction, that's a lot of money.
So you need the super fast decentralized exchange system like Ripple or something to do the transaction instantly.
That's right. But then not only that, you've also got to have that working with your point of sale setup so that you can amalgamate. See, because it wouldn't probably go into a bank account, it may go into PayPal or something straight up. It's not going to go into a bank account straight away. So for me then to reconcile that at the end of the day with my actual takings, see, that's where the problem comes in. But don't get me wrong, I'm all for it, and I'd love to see it integrated, and it's something I'm quite happy that there are a few businesses that are doing it, but I don't think you'll see it mainstream like at Woolies or Coles or places like that. You're not going to see it on really small businesses because it's too hard to manage. And you're not going to see it in big businesses because it's hard to manage. You'll see it in businesses that have half a dozen employees, probably somebody dedicated to admin who can work around the shortfalls. But
what about a battery company?
No, I'm trying.
I know that, but what about a battery company?
But this is the problem we're having. We've been trying to work out how to make it work in the real world application. See, with a battery, for example, I might sell you a battery for $150 plus $30 if I go and fit it and install it. So it's $180. I can't afford to lose. Like if I process that, say Friday afternoon, you're my last job, I close off my till, but I don't get back into work until Monday. So then if I do the feed exchange on that on Monday and it's down 20%, well, that's the profit on that job. I'm now doing that job at below cost.
But what if Bitcoin doubles?
Well, that's a bonus, but that doesn't generally. You get more. You do get ups, but you get more down than ups in short term. Yeah. Like and long term, yes, you'll always get more gain. But and the other problem is that okay, I could keep that in an online exchange and hope that it does go up. But the thing is, then I've got to have somebody sitting there watching it, see when it goes up, then do the extra. So I don't know. That it's a great idea, and I'm all for it. I just don't quite know how to make it work in the real world. We've tried a few different ways of doing it. Yeah. But the other problem is too, because as we know at the moment at least, there's no, well, I guess Ripple, but there's realistically no centralized exchanges. So for me to take, I don't know, the top 5 coins, but what that means is then when I've done my transaction, it's expecting AUD because there's no way to change that because I can't change it from Australian dollars. That's just what it wants. So I then have to do a conversion on an app or on a calculator or some form of conversion to the currency that the person wants to use, including, then I've also got to include exchange fees and stuff like that. So suddenly what would be a tap and go or a pay wave or a cash transaction that takes 30 seconds is now taking me, 5 minutes to do the same transaction. So.
And the other thing is for your battery, today you might charge like 0.015 of a Bitcoin, and then tomorrow you charge 0.02 of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then Bitcoin goes up, you'd say 0.001 of a Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's such a dynamic market. Like trading in international exchanges isn't that bad because it's sort of, they pick an exchange rate for the day generally.
Yep.
Like it does vary during the day, but basically it's okay. Today it's worth 96 cents, and it just sort of stays like that for the day. Crypto doesn't work like that. Crypto changes every few minutes, and I think that's part of the problem. Like there's no way I can work out, and there's nothing to say that from the time I work out what you owe me to the time you pay me that it hasn't changed again.
Maybe we should do an interview with someone like Travel by Bit, who's putting a lot of crypto stuff into businesses all over Brisbane. Get them to come on the show and explain how some of those businesses are tackling some of those problems. Yeah,
I have actually read a little bit into that, and I've been wanting to actually try and get them in at work and see. I just haven't had time, we're too busy. But I'm curious because, I'd love to know how they're addressing some of those integration issues. I'm glad that they are. I really hope they can do it, but I'm just curious to know how they're doing it because as I said, there's a certain size of business that it would work quite well, but for a single operator or for a huge corporation, I can't see it being a thing.
Yep.
But no, that's it. We'll have to try and find someone who's into it. But getting back to the story with France, look, that's exactly what you need to do. They're lowering the tax rate from 45% to 19% for all crypto, and that's basically now incentivizing people to make it happen. And ironically, although I don't know if France has a central bank anyway, but it's basically taking. So look, if you've got a spare $1,000 sitting in the bank, turn it into crypto. It'll be better off in the long run.
Yeah.
So certainly not a bad thing. Speaking of bigger business, Binance. There's been in the news actually quite often in the last few weeks.
Yep.
Is looking to set up its new global compliance base in Bermuda. Great, that's going to sink. Premier Minister of Finance David Burt, really? The man with two first names?
Yep.
Announced on Friday, April 27th. Speaking at a joint. Speaking at a
joint.
Hello,
dude. 420 was last month.
That explains some of his decisions then. Burt announced a memorandum of understanding, or a MOU, and partnerships with the Finance Group, the world's second largest cryptocurrency exchange, according to the market capitalization. They say that in every article as if suddenly they're not going to be all of a sudden.
Yep.
Anyway. According to the MOU, Binance will spend 10 again.
The articles on bitzamp.com. Blame the Bitzamp guys.
I'm going to go and punch him in the face. You do not write $10 MLN. That does not mean 10 million. Anyway, Binance will spend up to 10 million on university level training for Bermudans. Wow. In blockchain technology development and compliance through Bitcoin Foundation. The company will also provide an additional 5 million, which will be invested in the blockchain startups. Through this partnership, Binance proposes the development of its global compliance based in Bermuda, creating at least 40 jobs, really? Jobs in Bermuda, with at least 30 jobs in Bermudans. Well, okay, so there's 40 jobs in Bermuda with at least 30 jobs for Bermudans. So they're going to outsource 10 jobs just because.
Look like.
As soon as practical, Binance will develop a digital asset exchange in Bermuda subject to all requirement legal and regulatory processes and work collaboratively with government of Bermuda and all necessary oversight agencies in development and improvement of a robust legal and regulatory framework. None of that was required. The Bermuda government reportedly plans to develop a sound legal framework for digital cryptocurrencies and blockchain, but said that the government wants to make Bermuda the center of future of the blockchain world.
Well, I tell you what, if they are outsourcing, they don't want to outsource to India because we said before they don't like that kind of thing.
Well, I shows you how well I know my geography, but who's around Bermuda?
Some stuff?
Yeah, I was just looking. It's kind of an island all to its own. Is there much sort of... where are we? We're kind of off the coast of North Carolina. You've got North Carolina to the east, and you've got Dominican Republic to the south. So, and Nova Scotia to the north.
Oh, Carolina.
Get some of those Nova Scotians.
Nova Scotians.
Get them on the job. British Virgin Islands. There you go. You'll find plenty of takers there.
Yep.
But yeah, they really, wow, I didn't realize, like, literally, it is really in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Yeah, it's, I mean, once again, they're going to a country that, you know, that is accepting what they want to do and is prepared to make money from them effectively. They're going to go there, they're going to pay wages, they're going to pay utilities, they're going to pay taxes, and they're going to be welcomed with open arms.
It's the way of the future, people. Don't be like Tony Abbott and try and keep people in the past because the 1950s were awesome.
He doesn't even know what tampons are.
And he's got a wife and 2 daughters.
See? He's never home enough.
Some chick stuff.
But that's it. A non-necessary medical. But yeah, look, I think, well, once again, I mean, if anyone's going to do it, Binance is in the position to do it.
Yep.
It's interesting, though, that they're looking at setting up what they're calling a global compliance base. I guess what they're talking about is that's going to be like just to set up all the groundwork so that if for other exchanges and other, I guess it wouldn't just be Binance. We're just talking exchanges in general.
Yeah, they're going to be the crypto hub, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. They're going to be the centralized decentralization hub. The centralized hub? I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's what they're trying to do. As I said, they're doing a foundation, so they're trying to make... I don't like saying rules and regulations because it's not really about that, although I'm sure there will be legal framework and legal ramifications involved, but they're just trying to make it possible so that when another startup or another crypto or another exchange wants to start up, they go, here's a starter kit, read it and enjoy, effectively. Which will be a good thing because it'll take a lot of the, as we were talking last week about a lot of the scam coins and scam exchanges that have opened up, and a lot of the ones that have been hacked or infiltrated even completely innocently. This hopefully will go some way to preventing that from happening.
Yep.
So, your turn, sir.
Vitalik Buterin, Ethereum's inventor, has officially been named a winner in the 2018 Genius Award by the Liberty Science Centre, described by EY as one of the world's leading centres of technology and science. Buterin, along with 3 other 2018 Genius Award recipients, is to be honoured at a creative black tie gala at the centre in Jersey City, New Jersey, on Friday, May 11. Our 2018 Genius Award winners are 4 visionary women and men of science ages 24 to 63 who are busting paradigms, LSC President and CEO Paul Hoffman said before adding, each person personifies what it means to be a genius. Each is using his or her exceptional intellectual and creative abilities to disrupt and innovate both in their respective fields and for the betterment of humanity. Other recipients of the 2018 Genius Award include Sarah Seeger, described as the Indiana Jones of astronomy, Laurie Santos, renowned for teaching the science of happiness, and George Church, described as a legendary genomics pioneer. Buterin's portrait with the other three will be added to LSC's Genius Gallery, a permanent interactive display at Liberty Science Centre, alongside previous Genius Award winners, which includes among them Jeff Bezos. Vitalik Buterin is one of the early adopters and core technology developers of blockchain technology. Introduced to Bitcoin at age 17, Buterin conceived the idea of a more versatile blockchain that will enable the creation and execution of smart contracts and decentralized applications. Launched in 2014, Ethereum has grown substantially, becoming the second most adopted blockchain platform, thus bringing decentralization to the world. This is the highest award anyone in the cryptocurrency space has received as far as we are aware, with funds from the gala assisting in LSC's science education programs delivered to 91,000 at-risk children annually across the New Jersey, New York region. There you go.
So it's yeah, I didn't even realize there was a, well, it makes sense I suppose, but I didn't realize there was a Genius Award.
Yeah. That's because we're not.
Yeah, well, that's probably why we've never been offered it, I suppose. But just so they mentioned before there, Jeff Bezos. He, if for those who don't know, he's probably best known for the founder and chairman and CEO of Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done other stuff as well, but that's primarily what everybody knows him as. And there's every time I say there's Vitalik, like I don't know, it's not, but it's just like what I see.
Yep.
He's obviously Russian. He's born in '94 too, so he's he's only
just a wee young little fella.
And he actually started at Bitcoin Magazine in 2011, and he was offered. He was offered in a Bitcoin chat forum to start a Bitcoin blog. The owner offered 5 Bitcoins at the time, $3.50, to anybody who would write an article for him. He wrote an article for the site until its website shut down soon thereafter due to Bitcoin's lack of mainstream attention. September 2011, another person reached out to him about a new publication called Bitcoin Magazine, a position which he would accept as the co-founder and contribute to a leading writer. So there you go. So he started way back in the early days of Bitcoin when 5 Bitcoin was worth $3.50. Wow.
When we all should have been investing in mining and stuff.
So yeah, and then it was 2013 he had the idea, or he created the white paper in 2013 for Ethereum. So 2 years later, he's like, oh, I can do better than Bitcoin.
Yep. Not too bad,
He has just recently donated $2.4 million to the SENS Research Foundation for research on rejuvenation, biotechnologies, and human life extension. I can see how somebody who's 25 would, is looking ahead.
Extend my life.
So, but no, it's interesting. I was just reading those descriptions again. I love how that guy's called the Indiana Jones of astronomy. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what's he just run through the stars and he like tries to grab that one and they fall on top of him? Like,
yeah, exactly. Now you got it.
So, but no, it's interesting. This is where the crypto meets the real world. Like, you don't sort of associate decentralized and anonymous to some degree and sort of just a technology with implications in the real world, but clearly people who are much smarter than me do.
Yep, and they get awards for it.
Yeah, I want that science of happiness. I can handle that.
You have to look that one up.
So
I thought you like a funny story.
Everybody who's ever watched Aussie Tech Heads know how much of a fan I am of John McAfee.
He's awesome.
He's one of those guys. I guess we should probably explain to people who don't know, which you may not, because he's not, or at least in the last 10 years, 15 years, hasn't really been mainstream. He's that sort of guy who you never quite know when he's serious and when he's joking. You can't quite tell if he's lost the plot completely or is an incredibly genius person. You just don't know that what he's going to do next, and the thing that he does next doesn't necessarily seem to make sense until about 3 years later when all of a sudden it works.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a really strange human being. Hated by, well, anybody who's ever installed McAfee on their computer, really.
Yep. He said he still gets... Well, he did that video on YouTube because people still say, how do I uninstall this thing? He's like, I don't know. I haven't had anything to do with the company for years. I sold it, made a ton of money and left. Yeah,
it's so true. Like, that's what he's not... I mean, he's done a lot of other stuff, but he's known for McAfee virus scanning.
Yep.
Antivirus software, and it's just absolutely... which was purchased by Intel in 2011. You know,
yep. And in 2012, Belize police started a search for McAfee as a person of interest in connection with the murder of American expatriate Gregory Viant-Fall. They think he shot him, so he skipped the country.
But like, just to show how he's such a broad spectrum of... I don't know if knowledge is the right word. Broad spectrum of information, perhaps. He's activist who sought the Libertarian Party nomination for President of the United States in 2016 election, losing to New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson. McAfee also has interest in smartphone apps, cryptocurrency, yoga, and all natural antibiotics.
Yep.
So it's like everything you can think of, he's involved in.
I think we read that if you give him
72,
if you give him $150,000, he'll promote whatever crypto that you want him to. So
yeah.
Whether it's not that he's invested in it or is a genius in crypto or anything, it's just that if you give me enough money, I've got a lot of followers, I'll just tell everyone that your crypto is great. Watch it moon.
Yeah, it's... I mean, didn't he get caught last year? Was it him or his son who was shooting elephants or something?
Don't know that one.
No, it was him or his son. Or they're at a party. But yeah, anyway, so he's just a sort of a wild card that you just never know. For a 72 or whatever he is, he you just don't know. You just don't know. You just take whatever he does with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Anyway, in July 2017, he predicted the price of one Bitcoin would jump to 500,000 within 3 years, and if not, I'll eat my own ding dong on national television. He said.
He's 72. Do you reckon he can even reach it? Anyway, so now that we've kind of set the sort of standard as to what to expect from this guy. He's a big fan of all things price related, like crypto companies. He's also a big fan of being paid six figures for tweets that promote these cryptocurrencies, as we said. On New Year's Day, McAfee tweeted endorsement of Bezop,
sure.
IO, which develops a blockchain-based decentralized e-commerce platform that could be as huge as it gets in the blockchain world, posted McAfee. With security icon, seriously, McAfee's support and blog posts eliminating the way online advertisers trample consumer privacy. You'd probably expect Bezop to be the laser focused on protecting any personal data its users entrusted with it. And yet this week, Cromtech researchers reported an alarming discovery. Bezop apparently failed to secure a MongoDB instance. As a result, personal information around 25,000 Bezop investors was exposed and potentially accessible by anyone who came sniffing around, the way that Cromtech sluiced it at the end of March. In a blog post, Cromtech's Bob Diacono reports that there was some pretty sensitive stuff in that data. Full names, email addresses, crypto wallet information, and more. Alarmingly, scanned images of passports, driver's license, and other ID cards. Here's where things get weird. When contacted about the issue, Bezop said it was old news and the company became aware of it around the time of its ICO. Investors were notified on January 8th, reportedly. The sequence of events confused me, so I followed up with Diacono, just to make sure I had the timeline correct. He assured me that Comtech found these databases to be accessible without credentials on March 30th. The database has now been secured, but Comtech has yet to receive any sort of response to its notifications. So, yeah. Basically, yeah. So this is another example of crypto not behaving the way it's supposed to, effectively.
Yep.
It's also another example of McAfee just being McAfee. There's really no other way to describe that. Like, he's the hooker of the security world.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever you pay me, I'll do something.
Yeah, like it's so bad. I mean, if you want to learn about security, go and watch. Is it Security Now on
Twit Network?
On Twit Network. He's like that paranoid that he doesn't even have a mobile phone. Like, he's when it comes to, I can't think of his name. I'm going to play blank. I should know. I listen to him all the time.
Steve.
But yeah, I know it's Steve. I can't think of his last name.
Gibson,
that's right. I knew it was a big computer thing. Ironically, has no affiliate with Gibson Computers, as far as I know. But
it should.
Yeah, you should. But yeah, like, if you want actual information on actual security, yeah, see them. Here's the way to go. But yeah, look, the only thing that concerns me about this article is not that there was access to information, because let's face it, at some point in almost every database's existence, there's been some
all your
loophole
stuff's
somewhere.
out there. Everybody in the world, all your info is out there.
Yeah, well, that's it, exactly. But the only thing that's slightly concerning about this is, okay, they may have told investors on the launch of the ICO that there was a security breach. The scary part about it is it took basically 3 months to fix the security breach.
Did nothing about it. Yeah, we got breached. We're not going to stop anybody else breaching, but
we got the intern on it. Except it's spring break. But once he gets back, we'll get him on that straight away.
Easy.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, I think this isn't uncommon. I think it's just as a coin becomes, or an exchange becomes more prolific or higher in the rankings, it lends itself to more people trying to vulnerability test it effectively.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of startups out there that have no. I mean, I remember doing databases. I mean, okay, I'm going back 10 years or possibly even more, 95, 96, okay, more, 95, 96, 97. I remember doing online databases for one of the websites I was running at the time. Was for computer pricing and computer accessory pricing, and it was basically literally an Excel spreadsheet thrown up on the website. And the computer company I was working for, instead of updating our price list, our paper price list every day, we literally just changed one figure on that website, and it changed all the prices depending on what we're buying stuff in for. And when we were selling stuff to customers, we'd go to that website, look at the price, and do it. But way back then, anybody with Netscape Navigator Gold could go in, view source, and change that figure. Like it. Yeah, but there was no security at all. But for the
you
2
didn't
years
sell 20 hard drives for $1.
But the 2 years I managed that website, that didn't happen at all. Partly because nobody knew how the internet worked, but nobody really nobody cared. Like, people saw, that it would have been AMD, probably like a 686, 166, something around there. You know, full system was best part of $5,000. You know, from ready to run. You just didn't have that problem of people going on. They're on the website looking at the price. It was only a matter of changing one thing, and they could have changed the entire price on the website. It just didn't happen. You know, the mentality has changed to the point now where you basically have to build a site and build a database and build security and build protection in place to assume that people are going to try and get in there.
Yep.
Before you even launch the site. Like, look at the, was it the WordPress one last week or the week before? Whatever it was.
Yep.
That was allowing the backdoor into all the databases, and it was replicating faster than the it was replicating faster than the blockers could stop it from happening. So because it was happening at the back end on the cPanel end, it was DDoSing its own websites before the DDoS protection could kick itself out. So yeah, I remember one of my customers, he's a major security guy. He's the one who basically works for the Australian government.
Yep.
And he's the one who they call when there's nobody left to call. And he said he spent 16 hours on the government servers trying to stop this internal DDoS.
Wow.
It was hitting the servers faster than they could shut servers down.
That's nuts.
All because one little tiny WordPress patch didn't update. It turned the auto updates off on the WordPress updates, which included a vulnerability, which was fixed in the next patch, but because auto update broke, it wouldn't update to the next patch. That's all it was. And it just caused tens of thousands of websites to just implode.
You have to be careful when you're writing software that big that runs. It's like 27-28% of the internet is WordPress now.
Yeah, well, all the government stuff is all... I don't know if it's specifically WordPress. I can't remember. He did tell me what I can't remember. It was last week I was having this conversation with him.
Some is Drupal. We were talking about that on Aussie Tech Heads.
Yeah, but most of the government stuff is all templated off something. So basically they created one site.
Yep.
And then every other branch and every other port is that one site just reconfigured. So if there's ever a breach that works on that one thing,
works on everything.
It works on everything, and that was the problem they had. Like originally it was a targeted attack on a political website.
Yep.
And it just because I don't think the people who, well, they either didn't expect it to or they didn't care that it happened, but I don't think their plan was to take down every government website. They specifically just targeted this one site.
It just happened.
It just nailed everything.
Yeah, I think they said there's they take Drupal and then created Gov CMS. It was done by a company over in the States, and then they just roll that out to everything.
Mm. So he's a really smart man. I actually want to get him on Aussie Tech Heads one night. But he's so damn busy. Like he's insanely busy. Like
he's a wanted man.
I had to put a new battery in his car, and I was there probably 15 minutes doing various bits and pieces.
Yep.
And he must have had, I don't know, 30 odd phone calls. And you know they're important because they've got 3 words.
Yep.
You know, that's how you know that they're like super mission critical, must happen now conversations.
Yep.
Yep, done. You're like, okay. I'm half expecting a SWAT team to rock up, you know. This is blue, but is this my story or yours?
I decided to give you that one because I'm doing the coin of the week, which is next anyway.
Well, now you've just gone and confuffled me. Alrighty.
I'm good at that.
I just confuffled. It's really bad. Arizona House of Representatives passed bill. Not just any bill, they just passed bill.
Oh. Then they went back to talk to him again.
Just in case they missed something.
Bill!
Passed bill SB 1091 that would allow Arizona residents to pay their taxes with cryptocurrency according to public records published on April 23rd. The bill passed to the Arizona State Senate on February 8th and will now move to the House for a vote. The bill, which has been expanding the number of altcoins that could be used to pay taxes, also specifies the government must convert crypto to US dollars at the current rate upon receipt. Arizona government has already, that's where it could fall apart. Arizona government has already passed quite a few laws pertaining to the blockchain adoption this year with the official blockchain bill. The bill enables the government to utilize and hold shared data and distribute ledger via blockchain. It was signed into state law on April 3rd. Other states are following suit, with Illinois considering a House bill similar to Arizona where they'd accept crypto for tax payments. Wyoming currently absorbs crypto from state property tax and fees certain blockchain tokens from security regulations. Just recently, California legislation was passed that would allow corporations to record stock ownership and transfer with distributed ledger via blockchain. That's what I was saying before, that they have to do the instant conversion, because otherwise that's where things fall apart.
Yep.
I'm just looking if I saw it. Did I see it on ATC Facebook page, or did I read it independently? There's another state that is now, now making it possible to pay your utility bills, power, water, that sort of thing.
Yep.
I'm just not sure if I read it on where I read it, but yeah. So it's the same sort of deal. Like they're now allowing it to. It's passed through the House, and they're basically saying yes, you can pay your bills and power and water and all that and phone and whatever with certain coins. I don't know exactly. Obviously,
it'd have to be good for them, because if you pay it in today's currency and the crypto goes up, then the government got more.
Well, yeah. I mean, once again, it's a law of averages. You're gonna win, you're gonna lose.
Yep.
But the fact is that obviously it's cashed out as of now. So if I pay you right now, whatever it's worth right at that second,
yep.
Which once again comes back to that whole having to calculate it ahead of time.
Yeah.
That's where it sort of falls apart a little bit. But
if you have to pay $9,000 in tax and you pay one Bitcoin, and then the government keeps that one Bitcoin, and next week it's worth, or next month it's worth 20,000, and the government's just got more value. They doubled their money.
Well, yeah. I mean, could you imagine if in 2011, your phone provider said, "Hey, you can pay us in Bitcoins if you want," so you give them,
200 Bitcoin.
Yeah. So look, I can certainly see how it would definitely be. Definitely be a thing. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this one that I was looking at earlier, but I can't find it. But I just learnt that BPay using Satoshi and now allows you to pay via BitPay using Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, if you want to pay bills with crypto. BPay, you can pay it through crypto now.
Nice.
But yeah, look, I think this is, as I said, for stuff like that, it's not going to be too bad, because most of them are a service, not a product. So worst case scenario, they lose a bit. You know what I mean? Like most of them they chuck $10 on for an admin fee or $20 on for an admin fee. They have a processing fee on there. They have, in the case of power, effectively the product's paid for anyway. So if they lose 10%, no, it's no big deal. It's not like it's an actual product that they're missing out on.
Yep.
So to pay for services and stuff, and for pay your rates and all that sort of stuff, I think it's a great idea. I think once again that's just obviously it's going to be another case of having to work the bugs out, but the only thing I'm slightly concerned about, though, they're passing bills and they're putting it through government and stuff like that, and putting it through the House for voting. It's slightly concerning they have to do that. I don't know why they wouldn't just make it, because it's going through Arizona anyway. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't they just the county or the district or whatever, however the American levels work? I don't know, but you'd think they'd just go, hey, we just want people to be able to pay any way they can. So if they offer you Bitcoin, take it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a big fan of legislating for the sake of legislating.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how that would be beneficial. Are they now saying that I don't know. Look, in Australian law, the only currency that a business is required by law to accept is cash.
Yep.
Everything else is additional. It's up to you whether or not you want to do it. Which big businesses forget, and you go in there to pay cash. They go, we don't take cash. Like, well, thank you for providing your service for free. And they go, what do you mean? Say, well, by law, you're required to accept cash as a form of payment. And if you are not accepting cash, then you're offering your services for free. So, you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, so thanks for that, which I did once. Yep. I got insurance for 12 months for my car. Walked into the NRMA branch, said I had to pay insurance on my vehicle. And I went, oh, yeah, that'll be X amount. Pay by card? I went, no, it's cash. Oh, we don't take cash. I said, oh, thank you for that. I've just got 12 months for free in insurance. Explained to the manager, and I said, under federal legislation, you are required to. And he went and looked it up. He goes, yes, you're right, we are. Oh, well, congratulations. You just got 12 months free.
Say, no, can I have 120 months?
Funny thing is, I went in there next year to pay it by cash, and they took cash.
Don't.
So, you know, all good things
away
I've
with
come
it
to
for
an
1 year.
That's 1 year, so I'll take it. That was $380 or something.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, so look, I think it's a good idea. I'm glad that once again the states and territories and whatever are getting involved in it. I think that's great. Just not a fan of the legislation side of it. I just don't like legislation for the sake of legislating.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, look, good on them. I think more. If it's successful, I can imagine other places are looking towards them, and once they see how successful it will be,
they'll be the guinea pig.
Yeah, basically. So I'm pretty sure it'll take off.
And our coin of the week, we're not recommending purchasing it, just explaining what it is and what it can be used for, particularly if it has a good real-world use. Today's coin is Funfair, aka Fun, and you can find that at funfair.io. Funfair is an Ethereum-based platform for online casino gaming. Targeting the $47 billion online gambling market, Funfair isn't actually a casino. Instead, the underlying game and technology is licensed out to casinos and other gambling platforms. The Funfair team is attempting to solve some of the biggest problems online casinos face. Slow performance, high operating costs, and the lack of user trust. Through the use of blockchain technology and fate channels, an in-house built version of state channels, the products they license have a potential to fix all of them. How does Funfair work? As a casino operator, you can license the Funfair technology and launch a casino in just 2 clicks. The platform is flexible and allows you to fully customize the gaming experience for your users. Want to add a VIP room for your high rollers? Go ahead. Looking to reward loyal users with bonuses? You can do that too. You can even choose which specific games you want to showcase as well. More importantly than providing an easy setup, Funfair removes a lot of friction involved with acquiring and retaining users. There's a host of reasons why someone may choose not to use an online gambling platform, blockchain-based or otherwise. Many users are put off by having to download an app that takes up a phone's limited storage space. On top of that, the arduous sign-up processes involved with gambling to comply with the KYC Know Your Customer regulations can be a stopping point in user onboarding. All of Funfair's games are built in HTML5 and run in a web browser. There's no need to download a separate app. The company is also planning on utilizing civic identity verification to provide a simple one-click registration process for users. The Funfair team has built a customized state channel system called Fate Channels to combat the problems involved with operating on the Ethereum network. Each gaming session occurs on a Fate channel. The Fate channels provide communication between the casino and player, enabling gambling sessions, random number generation for the sessions, and smart contract settlements for bets. Fun tokens. FUN is an ERC20 token that you use in every part of the Funfair platform. It's the only token accepted for in-game credits, how game creators in the marketplace are paid, what casinos must pay their licensing with and receive revenues in, and all fees on the platform must be paid in Fun. One Fun token is 6 cents Australian at the moment, and I believe Striker is happy with Fun heading up a bit at the moment because I think he got some of those, but we're not mentioning him on this show, so I won't say that.
No fun for Striker.
No. That's not fun. And it says at the top of their page, we're hiring. Check out our latest vacancies. So if you want a job that's fun, literally, have a look at their website.
What do they want? What do they want you to do?
Why work with us? Blaze a trail, love what you do, and we're not normal. Oh, you can work in the heart of London.
Done.
We're not normal either, Mr. T.
Yeah, I'll be in that.
C# JavaScript developer. And for KYC and also for domain, community manager, department in marketing, senior business analyst, UI developer, senior developer TypeScript, and VP product owner. How about that?
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I could be a VP product owner.
Sure. What about community manager?
I'm good at managing communities.
Yep. Everyone wants to work in marketing, don't we? No.
Yeah, no, you can keep that one.
Any job I have where I don't have to actually physically talk to people is okay with me.
Unfortunately, that's the joys of working with customers. The job would be brilliant if it wasn't for the customers.
But without them, we wouldn't have jobs.
Well, no, but the job would be great.
Yeah. The non-existent job would be awesome, man.
That's right.
Don't forget to visit our website at aussietechcrypto.com. Send us an email from the Contact Us form or jump into Discord to talk to us. If you're watching on YouTube, you can like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us reviews in the Apple iTunes. And don't forget we've got our wallet around the screen here so you can send donations to us. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
This show is a part of the Aussie Tech Heads podcasting network. You can listen to us at aussietechradio.com. We're not licensed advisors, so please don't invest your life savings in anything we say on the show. You can contact us at feedback@aussietechcrypto.com. Visit the website aussietechcrypto.com. Thanks for listening to Aussie Tech Crypto. Tune in each week for more fun and information.